We start with an injury concern for England and Arsenal. Bukayo Saka, Declan Rice and Noni Madueke have all withdrawn from Thomas Tuchel's squad to face Japan on Tuesday. Madueke was injured during the draw against Uruguay and he was filmed leaving Wembley wearing a knee brace. It's not yet known the severity of his injury. Madueke's Arsenal teammates Declan Rice and Bukayo Saka have also returned to their club for medical assessment. Neither player featured against Uruguay but did report to St George's Park on Saturday. Of course, Arsenal have some crucial games on the horizon which they will want Saka, Rice and Madueke to play in. Mikel Arteta's side face Southampton away in the FA Cup quarter-finals next weekend before a two-legged Champions League quarter-final against Sporting Club. They also have Premier League matches against Bournemouth, Newcastle and Manchester City coming up. John Stones is another player that has left the England squad and returned to his club. He'll be assessed by Manchester City medical staff after picking up an issue in training prior to Friday night's 1-1 draw with Uruguay. Aaron Ramsdale, Adam Wharton, Fikayo Tomori and Dominic Calvert-Lewin have also dropped out. So from the 35-man squad originally named, now we are down to 27. So you can see no change there in the goalkeepers. Jordan Pickford still England's #1 despite James Trafford starting against Uruguay. Dean Henderson, Jason Steele also there. You can see the defenders: Dan Burn, Mark Gay, Lewis Hall, Ezri Konsa, Tino Livramento, Harry Maguire, Nico Riley, Jarrell Quansah and Jed Spence. So again, not really that much change. A little bit more amongst the midfielders and forwards. Elliot Anderson, Jude Bellingham, James Garner and Jordan Henderson, those two who started the game at Wembley just last night. And Kobbie Mainoo, Morgan Rogers now in that squad. And Jarrod Bowen, Eberechi Eze, Phil Foden, Anthony Gordon, Harry Kane, Marcus Rashford and Dominic Solanke make up the remaining forwards involved.
What about this situation at Arsenal? Because you've been absolutely bullish, which I like when you're like that. Adamant that this is the best squad.
Yeah.
Probably in the whole of Europe.
Yeah.
2 for every position,
Yeah.
more in some cases.
Yeah.
Do they stand pat in the summer and say we're okay? They were linked with Sandro Tonali in January. Did they look to add to strength? Is this a good time for them to go back in, buying from a position of strength?
I think a lot of it would depend how the season pans out for Arsenal. I think always you look to bring and strengthen your squad, and I think that will be the case. But they'll have to get a few out the door if that was the case. And I think they will look to strengthen. But I also believe it's going to be a lot of it will determine how the season goes. I mean, particularly with the manager as well. I think the pressure on Arsenal is absolutely immense. I disagree with you. I think they will go over the line. They need that squad, which I think is the strongest. You're 2 for every position.
I think they'll go